Building and Land Committee. I would like to welcome everybody here, and especially all the committee members, Daniel Beatty, Denny Collins, Mike Hughes, Josh Rogers, and the county mayor, which is non-official voting. Okay, the first thing that we would like to do was approve the minutes of March the 20th. And you have a copy of that in the front of you. So you need to look at it a minute, and somebody make a motion there to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second. Okay, agenda items, Inman Street building. Now, I guess we better, hadn't we? Okay, can I have a motion to pass the minutes? Yeah, take the vote. All in favor? Oh, we voted, we just didn't vote, did we? Okay, I'm sorry. I just do this every now and then. Okay, next thing, agenda items, Inman Street building, and I'm gonna let Mr. Davis, the mayor, give us a report on that and where we stand.
As you know, I've been working with the city on this project for a long time now. Trying to be cooperative with them and what they're trying to do downtown. So I told them on behalf of the county early on that we were willing to move, but they would either need to have a building to swap with us or offer the amount of money it would take to build a new garage somewhere else. So anyway, we started with that, and it went on for several months. Finally, we came across a location that everyone agreed with, but we still not made a lot of headway because the property's owned by the entity that Whirlpool sold to. I think it's a Whirlpool entity. Anyway, they're very hard to deal with. The city's still working with them. So last week, after you all said you were going to have this meeting, I called Joe and I said, they're wanting to do something or move on or whatever. I said, what should I tell them the latest time frame is? And he suggested that if we would agree to give them another 60 days, he felt like he could come back with an agreement that we could work with. So what I suggest you do what you want to, but I suggest that if you want to, send a letter to the city manager saying that we're willing to give you another 60 days to come up with a solution, or don't say we're going to take it off the market because it's not been on the market, but or we're going to seek other, whatever, because it's not been on the market. We've been trying to work out a deal with the city so we could do a swap. I think it's going to work out, but that company is very hard to deal with. So if you want to do that, that would give him a timeline. I don't know that he can meet it, but he felt like he could probably.
Okay, what we're asking the committee to do here is to send a letter to the city and ask them at least put them on a 60-day notice that we'd like to get things cleared up on 60 days, or I guess keep it or go another avenue.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Have a second? Got a second? All in favor? No, any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, the last time we spoke, we also spoke about the wall that was pulling away from the wall. The last I spoke with the chief down there, he said they were told it was going to take an engineer to figure out how to fix that. They've had difficulty finding that, so it's that time thing, unless something has changed. So it's just not changed as of yet. They're just having difficulty finding it.
Yeah, we did look at that, and that's what they said. They'd have to have a structural engineer to look at it, and which that's fine. But if we've got this deal working with the city, well, maybe we can give them the 60 days and see what they'll come up with on that. So if it's okay, we'll just send them a letter, Lori, and give them a 60-day notice, and just tell them we're going to try to take other avenues if they can't up within 60 days. Maybe they'll come up with the trade.
Yeah.
Okay, any more discussion on that? Okay, the next item we have is,
Vote.
okay. All in favor? Any opposed?
Howard,
about that.
you need to start saying that if there's no opposition, we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
That's in your mind, I know.
Yeah, that's in my mind, we'll just go with it. So, that'd be the best way to look at it, but, we better do it the right way, I guess. Okay, next thing we have on, agenda is archive and annex project update. The last meeting, you know, we had, on the security down on archives building and also across the street here, that, lockbox, I guess it was, knockbox, put the keys in. And, Mayor, do you know where we're at on that?
It was budgeted and, it's been PO'd to the company. And last week, I guess it was, when we asked Troy about it, he said they were supposed to start on it today. I didn't verify whether they did or not, but they're supposed to do it this week. You asked me if the lockbox had been done. I assume they will do it all at the same time. Do you know anything different on that? Yeah, it'd take about a week. If they started today, they should get it done this week. And then once they're through with that, I think it's the same company doing the annex, if I remember right. And so they would get on it then soon after they get through with the archives building.
Okay, is there any discussion on that? If they start on that, we'll follow up on that within the next week here, at the end of next week, and see if they,
And the archives building, the annex isn't near as complicated. They're doing a lot of ductwork stuff and things at the archives building. In the annex, all they're doing is upgrading the system, putting an upgraded system in place. So it won't be that complicated, but it probably won't take a week to do it once they come over there to do it, but it'll take a few days to get the archives done.
Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir,
do you have a question, if you don't mind?
yes, sir.
Mayor, how many of our buildings and facilities do not have a knockbox on them? I know that Annex was one, and then the archives building was another that needed it. What are there any other facilities or buildings that we have that do not have these types of?
Doubt that any of, like, all the fire stations and recreation buildings, I doubt that any of them have them.
Is there a way that we could speak with fire, EMA, to see if it's a necessary thing for our buildings to have these? And if it is, to be able to, over the next year, look for a way, whether it's through a grant or funding or whatever we could look at to see about being able to have these at all of our buildings to make it easier for our firefighters, rescue, police, whoever it is, to get into those facilities faster, quicker, whatever it might be.
Yeah, we'll find out if you want to, if it's really needed and what the cost would be for those. Probably the cost would be about the same, but you could justify it in any building.
Sure.
The larger ones, like the courthouse, it really became an issue with the fire, but I'm sure it could be justified in all of them.
I guess that could be justified. We gotta remember one thing, though, in the fire hall, you usually have somebody there 24 hours a day.
Well, not the
That day.
volunteer station.
Yeah, not the volunteer station. So it's something we can look into. Okay, anything else on archives in the next building? Okay, any other business? You have anything else, Mayor? Okay, a new thing we gotta do when we have these meetings, I guess, when we have meetings, that we gotta have communications from the audience.
Anyone in the audience, please stand up.
We got anybody in the audience would like to speak? If so, you got 5 minutes. We'll allow you 5 minutes. Okay, anything else on the building? Building plan? No more. We're adjourned.